How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to IPL 5 here at the Cosmopolitan, a very beautiful hotel here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm Golden Boy of 2W. Of course, this great guy right next to me is a fine-looking gentleman. This, I guess you could say, the pinnacle of awesomeness, Kevin Naki.
Wow, man.
Who's also my boss.
I need to come over here and cast more often if I just want to be showered in compliments all the time. Jeez,
I know
you're too
Josh
kind.
doesn't compliment me at all. He's very mean. He doesn't do it. He's very cruel.
I don't understand that at all. That's because he's just jealous of your natural hosting abilities, I have to say. This guy, the best host IPL has ever had in terms of programs and stuff
See,
like that.
now you're making me blush, and that's not cool. All right, but guys, if you're on the chat, thank you so much for tuning in here. Of course, we're having a matchup against Epsilon, and with Epsilon and Spin Move, they're going to be facing off against each other here. It is going to be game number 2 as Epsilon won that last matchup. There was some great play by all 3 members of Epsilon, really coming up clutch when they needed to. And now we're just waiting for everything to get underway here. But you know what? This is Crossroads. We're playing Crossroads next. This is actually the map that Spin Move chose. Very highly defensive map. It's a bread and butter map of Shootmania.
Yeah.
What are you expecting to see out of these 2 teams here while we jump into the action?
Well, when I was commentating the qualifiers, there was 2 different defensive mindsets. One would obviously go up, head around that laser pad that sits up at the top, get early picks up on your opponent. The second that a lot of the European teams used was to play very far back, all the way next to the capture point the entire time. As we can see here, we are going to go with the more North American style, sitting up next to the laser pads, and we'll see if XP3 is able to take advantage of that, since poor Billy splitting the defenders right now.
Yep, and
XP3's
laser is just so accurate. But you can see there as he threw down that laser, although he missed, his angle is just, his angling is fantastic. He does take out Nutrigrain there as he was just jumping willy-nilly, and he was like, hey guys, enjoying the scenery, I should say. But look at this here, Speedway is inside. The goal cannot be captured. I couldn't even say anything. But yeah, Bluxy hits him 2 times, but that's exactly what you want to do there. He just sped his way down from the hill, climbed his way, or managed to find his way inside, and there you go. Easy.
All right, well, we'll see what sort of defensive position now that Epsilon takes, as Nutrigrain going to be on the attack. And again, pretty similar again to what we saw last time, so see if Grain can take advantage of that. He's heading down around the side now as teams are just waiting until they get vision of each other.
Yeah, there's no, the defense has not identified where the attacker is at this time, so that is something that you always got to keep in mind here, folks. Sound is a very important thing here in Shootmania, and while granted, you cannot be taken advantage of too much here because of the caster audio, the players are doing the best that they can for that. We thank them, but great shot there by Nutrigrain, taking out Godson, as right now it is going to be 1-0 as the attack round was won by XP3, who actually is in the sights of Nutrigrain here. Nutrigrain needs to come up clutch with the win, because doing so will pretty much even this game out right now. They do not want to go down 0-2 at this time. Nutrigrain missing a laser there right through the goalpost. He cannot seem to hit it, as now Grain making his way inside. The goal is going to be active, and he caps it. Nice work there by Nutrigrain, 1-1. Way to come up big there, as Spin Move is definitely in this game against Epsilon.
Yeah, I mean, Spin Move needed a quick start. If they were going to go down 0-2 right away, that's not the way you want to recover after the initial first map loss. So great job by Nutrigrain there to keep Spin Move at least on equal terms with Epsilon.
Yep, and let's go ahead and see what's going on here with Gills, who's attacking for Epsilon at this time. The guys from Epsilon are very hard workers. They put a lot of effort in Shootmania, constantly being involved with community stuff that we do at IPL, and on top of which just playing a lot. But fortunately, poor Billy plays just as much, and he takes out Gills. That was just poor Billy versus Gills there. And now it's going to be poor Billy's time to attack for Spin Move. I like to say that he's the guy who's going to find his way onto the goalpost before anyone realizes it. And he might be able to do this one here and extend this lead 3-1 for Spin Move, which will be a big win for them.
Yeah, we've seen his presence with the Rockets on attack, or on defense, I should say, has been quite good. But what can he do with the laser now? He already has spotted one of the members of Epsilon who's up there on the laser pad. He's making sure that there's no one sitting up there. But, of course, there is. XP3 has the high ground. It's going to be difficult for him to try and get off that unless he runs all the way around, which would take some valuable time.
Yeah, and when we talk about Crossroads being the one of the old school maps of Shootmania, and it really is. It's one of the maps that I think launched with the game, if I'm correct. It's a very older map, and I think some tournaments actually took it out of their rotation. But I think Crossroads provides plenty of intense gameplay. Nonetheless, though, poor Billy is in a bad spot as he is going to get flanked from behind as well, which creates much needed pressure on him. And poor Billy cannot do anything at that turn. 2-2 is the score. Godson's going to attack for the guys of Epsilon.
All right, so Godson now up, and you know, we stabilized a little bit after the quick attack rounds that were landed by the primary attackers for both teams, XP3 and Neutral Grain for Epsilon and Spin Move appropriately. And Godson, whoa, gets double picked by poor Billy once again, who now has 5 defensive rockets to his name already. So Godson with a really tough task ahead of him.
Yeah, you know, 1v3 with 1 armor left is not a spot you want to be in, and there you have it. Pluxy with the last rocket there landing on Godson to close out that round. He really couldn't get anything cooking there, especially at the beginning. Now it's going to be Pluxy's time to attack. Let's see what he could do here, as he has been known to pull off the clutch round wins for the attacking side, you know, here and there. So, of course, you know, very talented player. Let's see what Pluxy brings to the table here.
I know people have jumped over that electrified water a million times while they've been practicing, but every time they do it, I keep waiting for someone to fall in.
Yeah, every time Pluxy does, I'm like, okay, we're good. Like, it always worries me. But nice shot by Pluxy as he takes out Gills there. And it's going to be a 1v2 with 2 armor left. So, you know, Pluxy isn't going to be in a good spot here. Pretty even ground, I must say. Oh, nice dodging there. But he's not able to land that laser. 14 seconds on the clock, and he's going to be in a position where he cannot really win, especially he kept on hanging around there. So Pluxy had to opt out of that situation and double back around.
Yeah, but he gets to the back. He has not the best position because he's got to make his way through these very narrow archways, and he's down to just 1 armor now. The defenders know he has to run through there so they can throw off some prediction rockets kind of slowly, make sure that they can kind of zone out the attacker for a while, and it ends up working out just fine.
Yep, and now we're going to have XP3 on the attack. Once again, the leadoff attacker for Spin Move. As, you know, we see the North American strategy, I guess, if you want to say, of holding out, you know, the usual laser position up top. But, you know, bear in mind, though, things can change rapidly as XP3 is not going to be on the attack. Finding poor Billy, though, as lasers and rockets are being exchanged here. XP3 cannot seem to land this hit. He really needs to, and there you have it as he takes out poor Billy. And look here, he's actually going to take advantage of what the map has provided him here as far as, you know, ground is concerned. But now XP3 on the attack again, and this is going to be another one of those moments where XP3 is trying to rush inside. He is not able to do anything that time as he gets bumped on that tunnel wall there, so he had to be a little bit careful. Ended up losing you know, a pip of armor because of that. Finding someone to the right side, it was going to be Nutrigrain. He goes down, the goal cannot be captured here. And here we go. Okay, he's going to try and come right over the top. There's only 3 seconds remaining. He can't quite get it. 2 seconds, 1 second, has to sit there. Nice.
Lands the shot right at the end and takes his second attack round of this map.
Nice stuff there by XP3, 4-3 now. We take a look at the stats real fast. We have 2 attack round wins for XP3. That's pretty big. And 1 win for Nutrigrain here, as Nutrigrain's not going to be on the attack for the guys of Spin Move. Hopefully he can, you know, turn the luck around here after that poor defensive round that they had. Nutrigrain getting picked off for this, you know, on the second pickoff on the right side of XP3. He was just not ready for it. And hopefully the people aren't ready for, Epsilon's not ready for Spin Move. And Nutrigrain jumping up, able to nail that jump shot there. Beautiful work as he is getting focused though on the right side, and you know, that fire coming real fast there. You know, Nutrigrain needs to be careful. XP3 landing 2 rockets on Grain.
Yeah, still don't have eyes on Gills yet, though. I don't know if he's fallen back inside the point. Looks like he has now, so both of the defenders are sitting in there. Oh, actually, maybe not getting shot from around the bottom there. Nutrigrain needs to get on the capture point here in just a second, but he needs to pick someone off in the meantime. Does manage to pick up Gills. Now just 1 defender remaining.
Wow.
Lands the shot, 4-4. We are tied once again.
This is a shootout here between these 2 players, XP3 and Nutrigrain. Now it's going to be Gills, and you know, he wants to change this up here. Wants to put the tide in the favor of Epsilon, obviously. Taking a look at the overhead here, of course, you know, we can see the defensive positioning by Spin Move and Gills on the attack, so let's go ahead and jump on board with him.
Okay, so Gills now just staring down that defender for a bit.
It's always the funniest.
I know. Decides to go around that side. You can see your defender perfectly through that grate, but you can't shoot through it. So Not going to work out for Gills, and he decides to go around the top.
Yeah,
exactly.
Open the gate and just shoot, right?
Yeah, the new weapon, it actually just opens grates. It's actually just
the jaws of life. It's like the jaws of life, just opening it up. And what a rocket by Grain on Gills there, as that was a pretty long-range rocket. I wish we can get like statistics on how far a rocket traveled before it hit someone, but because that one traveled a long distance before it hit Gills.
Okay, so no one's still on the laser pad. I wonder if poor Billy was going to sit up there trying to pick off Gills from afar, but all three defenders sitting inside of the point. Now Gills has got to make something happen. He can't just dive into the middle of this or he will die immediately. He's going to try it, and he dies immediately. So
you called it, and it happened.
Yeah.
He was only able to get 15% there, but that just shows how fast that meter will build up on the goal when you go for that cap. It's a very quick cap that you have to, overcome. And when you're on it and the defender kind of starts freaking out, you will probably end up getting it. So poor Billy now on the attack for spin move. As like I said before, he's one of the guys who likes to get on top of the goalpost and kind of just play that dance of death and beat you that way. Let's see if he's going to be able to do that this time. He needs to pick off at least one defender before that can even happen.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like he's getting rushed down at the moment. XP3 landing 2 shots. Godson finishing him off with the third, and we are tied once again, 5-5.
Yep, this is a very intense matchup. Godson now, we spoke about this before with how Godson has a great laser, and if he finds it, when it comes up clutch, he will win a round. Taking a look at the stats here real fast, XP3 is playing a great game. He's been on fire this entire tournament. Seven defensive rockets landed, 2 attack round wins. We make mention of, Pluxy and all that stuff and how great of a tournament he's been having, but XP3 has been playing phenomenal here. Godson getting picked off one time by poor Billy.
It looks like he's going to try and come around from the top here, but he can't find the defender. Finally gets him around the corner there and can't even catch his arm. And look at that. That was a great amount of teamwork there. Nutrigrain popped him off the top. Godson fell down, and poor Billy caught him on the way down. Yeah,
that was actually a really good plan there by the guys from Spin Move, because the reason being is that as soon as that one rocket hits you, it sets you back. It actually has this knockback damage on top of just, taking the one armor from you. So because it knocked him off of that platform, and he was probably moving back to begin with, he went back in such a way that he kind of just fell into the other rockets that were lined up there. But now Pluxy getting picked off one time by Godson, and then XP3 with the rush down. No respect, ending that one 6-6. They're definitely showing that they're going to be an aggressive defensive team in Crossroads.
Yeah, so we're back to 6-6. Now, the only 2 players that have actually landed attack ground so far are this guy, XP3, and Nutrigrain, who have landed 2 apiece. So it's really up to these guys to set the pace for their team, and it seems like it's going to come down to one of their support players or one of the secondary players here stepping up in a big way to close out the match for their team.
Or XP3 could clutch it, which he has been known to do it in the past, but he is getting focused hard here as Grain landing all 3 shots, and that is going to end that one. Grain making that one look easy as he takes out XP3, and now Grain's going to have his opportunity to attack. So let's see if he can turn the luck around for Spin Move on this attack run.
Okay, well, he's a perfect 2 for 2 so far, but so was XP3 going into that last round that it didn't work out that well for XP3. We'll see what Nutrigrain can do instead. Taking a little bit longer approach, a little bit longer way around. Hasn't spotted any of the defenders. The defenders haven't spotted him quite yet. And we'll see who finally finds each other first.
Yeah, that's really what it boils down to. Just finding, like locating the attacker as soon as you possibly can and being able to get that shot off. But it seems like XP3 putting the shots in. He has to be careful that XP3 doesn't rush down because he's done that numerous times there. But granted, you can see the pressure and Grain actually having to double back. You could tell that was at the back of his mind. And now Grain finding someone in front. He's not able to actually end that round in his favor. Godson with the stop on Grain. And although they were 2 for 2, now they're both 2 for 3, XP3 and Nutrigrain. Gil's going to be attacking for Epsilon. Here's the mid attacker. Let's see what he can do. I mean, to be honest, I think that I think the one to look out for is Godson. I mean, I want to say that Gills is going to, shut me up here, but Godson is the one that I'm expecting to kind of come up big with that clutch win, if it even gets to that point.
Gills does have a very accurate laser, though, and he certainly has the potential to kind of turn on the afterburners, so he can surprise you at times, but, we mentioned before, it's probably going to be one of the, not one of the primary attackers that turns us around, though, because it looks like they're starting to fight each other to a draw. Is it going to be Gills? Is it going to be Poor Billy, Pluxy, Godson? Not sure yet, but I think it's going to be one of them.
Yep, and Gills cannot do anything there. 2 shots from Pluxy and 1 to close it out from Nutrigrain, as it's going to be Poor Billy now. And, you know, he's been pretty silent this entire game. Taking a look at the stats here, Poor Billy, although he has 7 defensive rockets, you know, I haven't really seen much out of him. He's pretty much just been a massive team player, you know, for this game, and just doing what needs to be done in order to get the win. So nothing too crazy out of him just yet, but perhaps he'll change the minds of myself and those at home and those watching out here with this attack round, this attack run of his at this time.
That's right, because if he actually...
Or not.
I was about to say, if he would take that one, then he is going to win the map 4 spin move, but XP3 says, no. That's not
none
of that right now.
Yeah, exactly. He shut that one down right away. And Godson here, I said it before, and I'll say it again, he has a great laser, and if he finds it, it's very dangerous. So let's see what's going to happen here as Godson on the attack, and the pressure will be on him. We are going to extra rounds guaranteed because you have to win by 2 no matter what. So it will be 10-8 in this instance if Godson can actually secure this win on the attacking side for his team. They'll have match point. And wow, look at that one as Godson kind of found, I believe that was going to be Poor Billy, unaware.
Yeah, I mean, he took the path through the tunnels that no one had taken yet, and he had a wide open shot and unfortunately couldn't connect. Finds himself down in armor now, and a lot of work cut out for him.
Yep, and the rockets are just flying all over the place here. 4 seconds until it becomes live, the goal. And Poor Billy jumping down. He's going to sit down for a second as Godson's now trying to find his next target, but he is going to get picked off by Pluxy. Pluxy playing great defense, and Grain exchanging with Godson there. Nice stuff indeed, 9-8. And if in the instance that Pluxy can come up big with the win here, this could be it. We could see 10-8 for the guys from Spin Move.
Okay, well, when you start and you're defending first, since this game is very defensively minded, you usually trade defensive rounds back and forth. If you get to that situation where you're tied really, really late in the game, the team who defended first will usually be on map point each time, whereas the team who attacked first has to tie things up and then stretch the lead through attack rounds. So I don't want to say it's going to be easier for Spin Move heading from here on out, but it's certainly going to be nice for them to be on map point so often.
Yeah, if it does become, you know, to be defensively minded. Granted, this looks good for Spin Move, but they really need to come up clutch with this win here. As there's going to be a lot of pressure inside, and Pluxy misses that laser up close there as it is going to become active. Pluxy could win this, and 88%, so close. Not able to come up big with the win and close out the game as XP3 is going to attack the leadoff attacker for Epsilon. We say it time and time again. You expect your leadoff to be the one to come up clutch to win the game for you, and XP3 could very well do that here, but Pluxy was just shy of ending this one and making it 1-1.
Well, XP3 has already come up big twice. He's landed 2 attack rounds just like Nutrigrain has, so XP3 falling back on these longer laser patterns that he really likes. He loves picking off one of those big 60-70 meter shots. That time trying to land that nice shot as he dashes through the bottom of the goal, taking position up here on the high ground, trying to pick off at least one defender. I think someone's actually up on the laser pad. Yeah, Poor Billy actually shooting just past XP3 there.
Yep, and XP3 needs to be careful, and you can see the laser missing, but he is able to nail it there, and 2 shots, and XP3 just needs to stop using that catwalk there because he was becoming a target there, and he is going to focus his attention on Poor Billy there, not landing the shots, rockets flying from Poor Billy's direction, but he is able to take him out with a trade. Nice defense, and now it's going to be point game in favor of Spin Move.
That's right. Once again, as we explained before, Spin Move is going to find themselves on map point, trying to tie this up 1-1. Nutrigrain certainly their strongest attacker so far today, and he has the potential to start to, I guess, I don't know, start to bring things back here a little bit to equalize the entire match for Spin Move.
Yep, and seen here is Grain needs to pick off this first defender as soon as possible, but he's going to get he actually is going to get stopped 2 times. You know, I was telling him that they were going to do some zoning to try and like prevent him from moving forward, but never mind, he just gets hit 2 times. And finding someone at the bottom there by the fence, he's going to pick off Godson. Now it's going to be a 1v2. Gills and XP3 are going to be the ones defending here against Nutrigrain. And finding Gills inside of the base, and now XP3 on top of the hill. So there's going to be a lot of pressure here on Grain, but he knows he has both of them isolated, and if he can land just 1 laser, this is going to be pretty big here. as Grain makes his way in. The goal can be capped, but it doesn't matter as Epsilon manages to defend that one as best as they can, and Nutrigrain goes down. Now it's going to be up to Gills, who's been largely quiet this game once again. He has 3 defensive rockets and no round wins for the attacking side, so he has been very quiet here. And XP3, 18 defensive rockets. That is absolutely insane. Great play there by XP3, but Gills needs to step it up right now.
Was that about a 70-meter rocket from XP3 to end that last one, or was that him standing back on the laser pad? I couldn't see afterwards. In any case, it was a great shot on his part. Epsilon Gills jumps on top of a rocket to begin things. No, you don't get a boost from that. You just get an armor loss. So Gills now has to make his way back and start to equalize things, maybe trying to pick off at least one defender here before he attempts to assault the goal.
Yeah, you can see the gray crossing here by Spin Move, making sure that, you know, Gills' movement options are very limited. He's throwing down those lasers, and as soon as that laser is shot, you can tell that the defenders come out of the woodwork, start putting in the rockets, and then they drop back into cover as soon as possible. With Gills on top of the catwalk here, he, you know, it's a very scary spot for him to be at. He only has 3 seconds left. He needs to find his way down, but never mind. He's going to get stopped by Pluxy's great defensive rocket there on the goal point. That's what they brought him on board to do, and now it's going to be Poor Billy's turn to attack. He's come close before. Let's see if he can do it again.
Okay, Poor Billy up now. Yeah, I mean, close being 88% close. Well, I guess actually, was that Pluxy that actually hit that 88% round? In
that was
any
Pluxy,
case,
if I'm correct.
Yeah, so these guys have actually stepped up in a big way, but now they've got to take a complete round here, and that's something they've not been able to do quite yet. Poor Billy actually taking the same path that Nutrigrain did before. XP3 not landing any shots, but Gills and Godson do, and Poor Billy quickly finds himself at just 1 armor remaining.
Yeah, you know, of course, you got to always look out for that guy up top. Pretty dangerous stuff there. Nice shot, 50-meter shot there to end his run. XP3 gets taken out. Now it's going to be up to Gills and Godson as Poor Billy needs to pick one off here. That rocket was so close for comfort, but Poor Billy manages to avoid it there. Godson with the pressure, and he eliminates Poor Billy for this turn. Nice work there by Epsilon. We're at round 11. We've pretty much just watched 22 rounds of Shootmania take place here, and Godson is going to be on the attack as the final, or in the rotation, the final attacker for Epsilon. We said it before that he can, you know, heat up when he needs to, or when it happens, he heats up and it pretty much just becomes unstoppable. You know, maybe that can happen here as well. If they win this one, they will get match point, which in turn will look very good for the guys from Epsilon here to close this one out. But wow, rockets flying everywhere and Godson narrowly missing it.
Yeah, Godson was inside of the goal there for a second, so he picks off very nicely. Poor Billy sitting up on the laser, but now he's just down to 1 armor himself. So he's got to pick off another, well, no, never mind. He just actually gets eliminated there off to the side. 12-11, still in favor of Spin Move at the moment.
Yeah, Pluxy on the attack here. He's come close before. Perhaps he could do it again, as Spin Move has been dueling here with Epsilon in this game number 2 on Crossroads. Game 1 went to Epsilon as, you know, they tried the best that they could, but, you know, Spin Move just could not seem to catch up to, you know, Epsilon in the attacking department here. But this time around, it's even ground for both teams as Pluxy is looking to put some luck in his side.
We'll find out. Oh, a nice job. Picks off XP3 as he was bouncing down. Gills comes back with a nice trade, though, off to the side. So it's 2 armors versus 2 defenders. Neither side feeling too happy or too sad about that. It just kind of is what it is. Pluxy's now going to try and take the high ground. We'll see what he can do from here.
Yeah, you know, the takeaway for here is that Pluxy is going to look to pretty much just catch him surprised, you know, unaware. And he had the open shot on Gills, but he could not seem to nail it. With 10 seconds on the clock at this time, Pluxy's going to make his way down. He's going to have 2 armor. He's going to be able to get on the go, and he's going to be able to cap it, and Spin Move takes game number 2, 13-11.
We are tied 1-1, ladies and gentlemen, moving to game number 3 here, and this is going to be the map that decides the match.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like just completely blown away. Spin Move definitely staying in the matchup here. But guys, we're going to go to a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get game 2 set up in just a sec. They're thinking on the map that they're going to pick, and this is going to be very critical, Kevin, for Epsilon, as this is a really important game here.
That's right, guys. So a quick commercial break, and it looks like we are going to be on Fortress when we make our way back.